Hello everyone, nice to meet you again with the Disney 3D Art channel. In today's video it will be the character Cinder Lumen from the movie Elemental. Cinder, Lumen is a major character in the 2023 Disney Pixar animated feature film Elemental. She's the wife of Bernie and the mother of Ember. She works as a matchmaker in her husband's convenience store, the Fireplace. She's the first to discover Ember's budding romance with Wade Ripple, a water guy, and is initially convinced that fire and water can't be together. But by doing their reading, Cinder learns that Wade and Ember are a perfect match. Cinder Lumen is Firetown's resident matchmaker, utilizing her natural gift that allows her to smell true love in a fire person's smoke, whether they know it or not. She boasts numerous matches throughout her tenure. She's proud of her track record, but this brusque, no-nonsense, and traditional mom has yet to find a match for her daughter, Elemental Press Kit. Cinder cares very much for her family. She loves romance, can smell love, and knows if a couple is actually meant to be together. Cinder can be very traditional. When a couple she consulted kissed, she sprayed water at them and told them to save it for the wedding. She also dreams of her daughter, Ember, finding love of her own. Yet, Cinder wishes for Ember to fall in love with a fire guy as it was her mother's dying wish and due to suffering prejudice from other elements in the past. Because she and Bernie suffered prejudice from being fire elements since they arrived in Element City, both she and her husband did not respect non-fire elements. When Cinder noticed Ember starting to fall in love, due to her sense of her smell, Cinder grew happy and suspicious to know who Ember was dating. When she found out Ember was going out with Wade, a water element, Cinder was shocked and immediately went against it, directly telling her daughter that she and Wade couldn't be together due to being different elements. However, when Wade managed to light his stick during a matchmaking session, Cinder was surprised and helped cover for Wade so her husband wouldn't find out about him. In addition, when she realized that Ember and Wade truly loved each other, Cinder accepted their relationship and is now genuinely happy for them. As a result, both Cinder and Bernie get along well with non-fire elements and accept them in coming into their shop, even by the time Bernie retired. Cinder and her husband Bernie are introduced arriving at Element City approaching CC Stump, who accepts them to be welcome to Element City. During their life at Element City, she and Bernie try to find a place to rent but are rejected. However, Bernie finds an empty facility for rent so that he and his wife can rent it. One night, Cinder gives birth to Ember at Element City just as Bernie welcomes his daughter to her new life. Several years later, Cinder is at a matchmaking room at the Fireplace, planning to bring love to a couple inside just before Ember enters. Unaware of her mother helping the couple find their true love while Ember herself is grabbing materials to do her father's delivery business and his record of making the fastest deliveries in Firetown. Just before Ember can leave, Cinder senses a loveless sad future of sadness, telling her to work with her, as she tells her daughter that her finding match was her grandmother's dying wish. But Ember proceeds to do the deliveries instead. Later when Cinder and Bernie are repairing the pipes at the basement, which burst after Ember lost her temper, Cinder explains to her daughter that there is a reason why she and her husband left Fireland, explaining that most residents from Fireland had a blue flame, which connected the fire people together through their traditions and their families. In a flashback, Cinder's husband began to build a life for her family until a great storm arrived, making Cinder and her husband face many challenges during the storm, causing their house to be destroyed by the storm and following the aftermath of the storm. Bernie brought the blue flame from Fireland to protect him and his wife and then left Fireland via boat, making it the last time Cinder's husband saw his family. Which is why Ember's parents came to Element City to build a safe place. Later, Ember passes by Cinder, who thinks she is doing deliveries. But it is revealed that she is meeting Wade at the Alkali Theater to watch a movie. When Ember passes by her, Cinder suddenly smells love coming from her daughter, leaving her delightfully surprised. During the "Steal the Show" sequence, when Ember returns to the fireplace, Cinder holds Ember's photos she got from a photo booth, questioning who the man hanging out with Ember is. The next day after Wade was banned from the fireplace, Cinder senses her daughter falling in love with someone just before Ember leaves for Wade's apartment. She later arrives near Wade's apartment where she notices Ember interacting a different element. After Wade and Ember both enter, a doorman stops her with a warning that the apartment is for residents and guests only. She later notices Ember exiting the apartment with Wade and furiously notices that Ember is in love with a water element, scolding her that the elements of fire and water cannot be together. At the matchmaking area at the fireplace, Cinder tests Ember and Wade to know if they are a perfect match. Wade uses his body to allow Ember's light to shine through his body, aiming the unlit stick. Much to Cinder's surprise, just before Bernie hears his wife. As Bernie approaches, Ember and her mother talk to Bernie without mentioning Wade, whom Bernie banned from his store, as Bernie reveals that he will retire in 2 days. Recapping to Ember and Cinder about his tragic flashback when he was at Fireland just before revealing a sign saying that the shop would soon belong to Ember, while Cinder takes her husband to rest. During the grand reopening of the fireplace, Cinder noticed Wade returning. Ember refuses to accept Wade's love for her, much to Cinder's worry, while sensing genuine affection between them even before she told Bernie about knowing it first, and Ember tells him to never come back. Bernie now feels disappointed and betrayed that he cancels his retirement and refuses to let Ember take over the shop after what she did to him, causing the leak in the shop in the first place, and hanging out with water, making the same mistake that his father did. During the flood, Cinder and the other residents of Firetown notice the flood attempting to wipe out any survivor as Cinder and her husband find a safe place to avoid falling into the water. After the flood, Cinder approaches Ember, who mourns Wade's sacrifice, who came back to help her retrieve the blue flame, just before Ember's parents reconcile with their daughter. Cinder later notices water dripping from the ceiling in the matchmaking room, which reminds Ember of Wade's crying game, and this prompts her to play it to bring him back. When she realizes Ember's intention, Cinder joins her by happily declaring Wade and Ember are a perfect match for each other just before Bernie, who Cinder urges to say something that will make Wade cry when he didn't understand what is happening, tells Wade that he is no longer banned from his store, resulting Wade's body starting to reform again. Months later, Cinder and her husband listen to Flarietta talking to Flary about her experiencing of running the shop as the two enjoy eating coal nuts together before Wade enters to pick up Ember for their departure from Element City. Cinder is later seen bidding a farewell to Ember so she can study glassmaking. She watches her daughter and husband exchange bows just before Ember leaves to travel the world together with Wade. First is to draw the body of the fire, then wearing an outfit and wearing a necklace for Cinder Lumen. Next is to draw 2 legs and then draw 2 arms for Cinder Lumen. Next is to draw the eye, then draw the head of the fire and make the face for Cinder Lumen. Finally, attach 2 earrings for Cinder Lumen. So the character Cinder Lumen from the movie Elemental has been completed. If you like this video tutorial, please like and subscribe button to receive the new notify. At the same time, download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free, used by many peoples of the world. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you and goodbye everyone.